Let's talk about a feeling that I think we all know, that kind of vague, nagging unhappiness. It's not like something terrible has happened, right? It's just a quiet dissatisfaction that hangs around, even when your life is actually pretty good on paper. So, we're going to dive into where that feeling really comes from.
I mean, have you ever had one of those days, or maybe weeks, where you just feel blah? You look around and you literally can't put your finger on a single thing that's a real problem, but that feeling just won't lift? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then you're in the right place.
So, what is going on there? We usually think unhappiness is caused by something bad happening to us. But what if the source of the problem isn't what's happening outside of us at all, but how we're seeing things on the inside? And here's the core idea. A lot of the time, unhappiness isn't the presence of something bad, but it's the absence of our ability to even notice what's good. Now, that is a really subtle but powerful shift. It means the problem isn't a flaw in your life, but maybe just a glitch in your perception. Let's actually give this a name, kind of like a diagnosis. Let's call it happiness insensitivity. It's basically a state where all the good things in your life, they're still there, but your mind has just lost the ability to register them. It's like the good stuff is broadcasting, but your internal radio is just tuned to the wrong station. Okay, so where does this happiness insensitivity even come from? How does it happen? Well, it turns out there's this really powerful force that causes it, and it has a name of its own. It's called the paralysis of the ordinary. And this is the whole deal. It's the process where being around good things all the time, like our health, a roof over our head, people who care about us, it doesn't make us happier. Instead, it slowly, quietly makes all those good things invisible. They just fade into the background. And check this out. It happens in 3 really simple steps. First, you get used to something good. Then, because it's so normal, you stop actually feeling any positive emotion from it. And then the final step, you stop seeing it altogether. Poof, it's completely off your radar. And guess what fills that empty space? Your brain's inner monologue totally changes. It starts playing a new tune, one that's all about what's missing. It's this constant soundtrack of, I don't have enough, or I need more, or this still isn't cutting it. To really get our heads around this, let's use a metaphor. It's a really powerful one that just perfectly explains this whole paralysis of the ordinary thing. I mean, think about that for a second. Air. It's literally keeping us alive every single moment. But when was the last time you actually thought, wow, this air is great? You don't. We only become desperately aware of it the moment it's taken away. Well, the argument here is that happiness works the exact same way. So what's the air in our lives? It's all this stuff. The fact that you can see, that you can hear, that you can walk around on your own 2 feet, drink clean water, have food to eat. These aren't just nice to haves. They are absolute, everyday miracles. But because they're always there, they become our air. Totally essential, but completely invisible. So what's happening in our brains is that these miracles stop being positives. They just become our baseline, our 0 point. Having them doesn't add to our happiness score. It just means we're not in the negative. And that, well, that sets us up for a really skewed way of looking at life. Right. So if you've got 1,000 good things that you're mentally counting as 0, what happens when one tiny little negative thing happens? It becomes everything. That one little problem can feel catastrophic because you've completely forgotten about the 1,000 other things that are still holding us up. And this shows you exactly how that plays out. The exact same bad thing happens to 2 people. The mind that's in paralysis, it only sees the negative and it feels crushed. But the sensitive mind, the one that hasn't forgotten all the positives, it sees that same bad thing in context as a small blip against a huge backdrop of good. That's resilience. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, happiness insensitivity, caused by the paralysis of the ordinary. It might sound a little bleak, but here is the really good news. It's treatable. There is a cure, and it's basically a simple training exercise for your mind. Now, I want to be super clear here. This is not about gritting your teeth and just thinking positive. We all know that doesn't really work. No, this is a practical, almost mechanical exercise. It's a daily workout to restore your mind's natural sensitivity. So here's the prescription. You have to consciously do the reverse of the paralysis. You intentionally refuse to treat ordinary things as ordinary. So when you look out a window, you actually say to yourself, I can see. When you take a sip of water, I have this. When you feel the sun on your skin, I am receiving this warmth. You are just narrating the obvious again and again until it's not invisible anymore. So, what's the result of this simple daily practice? What happens when you start to get that sensitivity back? Well, your entire world begins to look different, even though on the outside, nothing has changed at all. See, this practice doesn't create happiness out of nowhere. It just restores your mind's natural built-in ability to perceive the happiness that's already there. You're not adding anything new, you're just cleaning the lens. So what's the takeaway here? Well, a few things happen. Your same old daily life will start to look and feel pretty extraordinary. Your 0 point for happiness will start to rise, giving you that resilience we talked about. And when your mind is full of an awareness of all the good, unhappiness just struggles to find any fertile ground to take root. So I'll just leave you with this question. As you go about the rest of your day, what piece of air, what everyday miracle that has become invisible to you, are you going to consciously choose to see?